How's it going, you guys? So in this video, I'm going to be discussing nutrition for burnout, okay? And by burnout, I mean feeling depleted, feeling like you have hardly any energy, feeling like depressed, feeling lethargic, feeling depleted, what a lot of people call chronic fatigue syndrome and things like that. Or adrenal burnout or adrenal fatigue. 9 times out of 10, it's a general nutrition problem, and also a lot of times it can be caused by nutrient deficiencies. It can be definitely helped through proper diet, proper nutrition, especially the foundation is usually off. And tonic herbs can help. Also solving nutrient deficiencies can help. Getting off of social media, getting off of the internet, stop worrying about your health and these types of things, turn to focus on things that you actually want in life rather than worrying about your problems can also tend to help. But this video is going to be just a basic foundation of nutrition that you need to be on point with in order to solve your symptoms of burnout. A lot of times, just eating in the way that I'm going to describe can solve like 80% of your problems, okay? So here is a basic outline of nutrition if you suffer from burnout. And I know that this works based on my own personal experience, my own research of not only the scientific literature, but other people's experiences as well. And you know, scouring the internet through Reddit and forums of other people who have healed from burnout, and also from working with clients, not only in personal training but also in health consulting for over 6 years. So, and working with athletes as well. So here is what you should eat. Okay, first of all, you want to be getting a minimum of 1 gram of protein per pound of ideal body weight, okay, from whole animal protein. I'm not even going to explain why animal protein is preferable. I'm not going to try to convince you that, you know, animal protein is safe and all this stuff, okay? I'm telling you, if you follow this program, you're going to feel way better. And if you try it out, your own experience should be enough validation, okay? And any kind of mental chatter or crap you read on the internet from some health guru or some, you know, vegan scientist, none of that shit matters if it actually helps your problem, okay? A lot of times what is supposed to be healthy on paper does not match up to what actually is healthy in your own experience. And this is coming from somebody who was bamboozled by this vegan science for like an entire year when I was vegan, only to find out most of my health problems resolved when I just ate in the way I'm about to explain. So 1 gram of protein per pound of ideal body weight, okay? That means if you're 400 pounds right now, but your ideal body weight that you think is 185 pounds, you eat 185 grams of protein. Now the best thing you can do is measure your lean body mass and eat that much in grams, but it doesn't really matter. So I'm approximately 160 pounds lean mass, but I walk around at about 190 pounds right now. So at minimum, I eat 160 grams of protein because that's my lean mass, and my ideal body weight is about 185. So, and you want to get that from whole animal protein. So 160 grams of protein from meat is about 2 pounds of red meat, essentially. And I recommend red meat, okay? Absolutely. So a couple of reasons why you want to eat the red meat for pretty much all of your protein needs. The first one is feeling satiated. And don't eat it all in one meal. You want to eat 2 to 3 meals a day, okay, depending on if you eat breakfast or not. And red meat, because it contains high concentrations of L-carnitine, which is a vital nutrient required for synthesizing energy from fat as well as carbohydrates. Lots of people have found supplementing with L-carnitine seems to resolve their fatigue, but look, you don't need to supplement with carnitine if you just eat enough carnitine in your diet, and preformed carnitine is mostly found in red meat. Also carnosine, which is another vital component in buffering lactic acid and precursor for other energy boosting compounds. Again, this is a supplement that people generally take in pre-workout and energy boosting formulas and energy drinks. If you just eat it in your diet, you don't need to supplement with carnosine or carnitine in energy boosting supplements, you know? So these are reasons why I recommend red meat, because it contains nutrients that most people supplement with to boost their energy levels. Guy, stop being scared of red meat. 2 pounds of red meat a day if you're a man, 1 pound if you're a woman, okay? Other nutrients found in red meat can include magnesium, potassium, okay? There's approximately 100 to 200 milligrams of magnesium per pound of lean red meat, okay? So if you're eating 2 pounds of red meat, you're getting most of your daily recommended value of magnesium, more than what you'll find in most common plant foods that have nutrient, that the bioavailability of the nutrients in these plant foods of magnesium are very sketchy, to say the least. Potassium, you get about 1,000 milligrams of potassium per pound of lean red meat. That's quite a bit. Anyway, so there's a wide variety of other nutrients found in red meat that are vital for energy production. I find eating adequate protein in general. Most people who have chronic fatigue syndrome or depression, they think they don't eat enough protein. And I find that their appetite is so low usually, and they like fight me when I'm like, hey, you just need to eat enough protein. They have the hardest time. I've had clients where I have them log their food every day, and I keep telling them over and over again, eat enough protein, eat enough protein. And these are typically people who eat a quarter of their body weight in protein. They eat a quarter of the adequate amount of protein that they need. Sometimes they just get by on 2 cans of tuna a day. And it's like, no wonder you feel like garbage, okay? Because protein is a vital nutrient required to create your neurotransmitters. If you don't eat adequate protein, you're not going to be producing enough neurotransmitters to sustain your energy levels. And over time, your body has to degrade other tissues in order to produce the amino acids you need. Your body's catabolic. It's destroying itself to produce those neurotransmitters. Obviously, for muscle tissue, you need adequate protein. If you're not lifting weights and you're suffering from chronic fatigue syndrome, what are you doing? You need to start lifting weights, okay? That will encourage your body to start creating more energy through glycolysis, okay? It's counterproductive. People think that it's counterintuitive. People think that if they exercise when they have chronic fatigue, then they become more fatigued. But actually, glycolytic exercise specifically, whether that's high intensity interval training or strength training, but I recommend more of like a muscular endurance type of training where you're consistently lifting close to a max of within the 10 to 20 rep range, okay? I'll have to make a whole video about this, but you need to be creating more energy through the glycolytic energy system, okay? And I think weight training is the best way to do that if you're chronically fatigued, because it's so much easier to do this type of training under fatigue compared to some kind of high intensity interval training with burpees or sprints or some nonsense. Chronically fatigued people need efficient exercise that is intense enough to stimulate more energy production from glycolysis. Anyway, I completely digress there. But you need exercise. You need weight training, strength training specifically. So adequate protein. People undereat protein, and that's the most common cause of chronic fatigue syndrome. Spending all this money and all this time researching fucking supplements. And I'm sorry if I sound angry, but it's because I've been consulting with people who have this problem for so long, and the most simplest things that they need to be doing for their health they don't do, and it's crazy. They're like, oh my god, I'm such a victim. I'm so you know, I've got all these problems and I don't know why. And they're like, spend years trying to solve their problems, like in an anxious wreck, when they they're not even following the basics that everybody preaches and everybody knows. And a lot of times it's because these people with chronic fatigue, and I was one of them, okay, so I can empathize, they're listening to stupid fucking people, charlatans on the internet trying to sell supplements. They're listening to Christopher Walker, Stephen Gundry, and these people that talk about mTOR and how you need to limit your protein. If you're following these fools who tell you to intermittent fast when you have chronic fatigue syndrome, which I think maybe I made videos about this, and, you know, or restrict your protein and shit like that, maybe I was a fool for a while preaching this type of nonsense. Look, stop it. Eat enough fucking protein, 1 gram per pound of lean mass per day. If you're a man, eat a minimum of 2 pounds. Okay, if you're a woman, eat 1 pound. If you think that that's too much and you're scared of it and you can't freaking digest it all, grow the fuck up, do it anyway. After a while, your appetite will regain and you'll start feeling better. Okay? Just suck it up. Just eat enough protein. I can't even, like, I have to tell people over and over again, just do it. Like, it's so hard for them, and then they're feeling like garbage, and they start crying to me, oh, I've had such a hard time because of work and stress. Motherfucker, if you ate enough protein, you wouldn't feel as overwhelmed by all this stress. It's crazy. Eat enough protein, okay? From whole animal sources. I don't care what your excuse is. Eat enough protein. I've had too much experience with people who just, they can't do the simple thing they need to do. That's why I'm ranting so long. Anyway, from there, okay, if you are chronically fatigued, if you feel burnt out, stop worrying about ketogenic diets for now. So I made videos talking about the benefits of keto for burnt out, for people with chronic fatigue syndrome and being burnt out and adrenal fatigue. But I have new insights on this, a lot of new insights. A lot of it has to do with the fact that people with chronic fatigue and burnout, they're already thinking too much. These are typically people with hypochondria. These are people who are always trying to find the next health solution, and they have life situations that are running in the background too. They're just thinking too much. And ketogenic diets require a lot of knowledge, a lot of awareness of your nutrition. If you're chronically fatigued, the last thing you need is more things to think about, more things to micromanage. People with chronic fatigue syndrome and depletion and burnout are typically people who are micromanaging every other aspect of their life. They're overwhelmed, and from consulting with dozens of people with these problems, and again, I had this problem too. These are people who spend hours a day, am I, eating too much magnesium? Am I eating too much protein? Am I stimulating too much mTOR? Could it be a sodium issue? It's like, a big issue these people have is that they're trying so hard to find out their issues. Chill the fuck out. You're burning yourself out trying to figure out why you're burnt out in the first place. You don't need to be worrying about ketogenic diets, okay? What you do need to be worrying about, though, is refined carbohydrate intake and eating the wrong carbs, okay? It's very common for these people to have digestive problems. Some of them might have SIBO or something like that, and they probably are worrying about SIBO, and if they hear me say this, they're like, oh shit, I need to kill the SIBO, and no, fucking calm down. What you need to do, because I can hear their thoughts already, because I was one of these people, I know the mentality. And again, sorry for being so vulgar, it's just, this is a certain type of energy that has to chill the fuck out. So, if you remove refined carbohydrates, okay, if you remove white flour, all flour in general, all grain products for now, for the first couple months, all grain products completely. If you're eating grains and you have chronic fatigue syndrome, and burnout, you're already fucking up. Remove grains in general, and just try this out for a bit. Remove all refined carbs especially. All flour. If you do eat grains, make sure it's not wheat, because you might have gluten sensitivity. Okay? Try quinoa, try beans and stuff like that if you have to have grains. Okay? Those are much better on your insulin and your glycemic load. The more nutrients for the amount of carbs you're eating, and less inflammatory on the digestive system. Let's put it that way. But it's very common for people to have trouble digesting these foods. My recommendation is to focus on fruit, whole fruit, okay? I'm talking bananas, I'm talking oranges, I'm talking berries, okay? Remove rice, remove beans, remove corn, remove wheat, remove all of those grains and all of that. And really read lists of what is a vegetable and what is not, okay? Because people will hear, oh, like, remove grains, and they still eat corn, or some people still eat, like, pea protein and shit. No, peas are a legume. Stay away from that shit. For now, literally just eat fruit and eat red meat. It sounds crazy, but you're going to be getting enough carbohydrates to fuel your energy needs without needing to worry about ketogenic metabolism, which it can be beneficial, but it can be rough the first month. You're getting magnesium, potassium. You're getting a certain amount of polyphenols that help to boost your energy and help with nerve growth factor and brain drive neurotropic factor. Okay, and if you eat enough fruit, you're getting 300 to about, so I would recommend about 2 grams of carbohydrate per pound of ideal body weight. Okay, that's probably a good way one to shoot for. If you get 1 gram of protein per pound of ideal body weight and 2 grams of carbohydrates per pound of ideal body weight, that's amazingly perfect. If you get these from the sources I'm talking about, you're getting enough potassium and magnesium and minerals to support your nervous system and make you feel hydrated and good. You're also getting vitamin C. You're getting vitamin B1, folate, and all of these vitamins and minerals that I talk about in my deficiency video, or I talk about how the deficiencies that can cause depression. Okay? They're the same deficiencies that can cause fatigue. Okay? And then the red meat, combine those together and you're golden. So whole fruit, as Mike Dulce would say. Eat the whole fruit. Eat the whole fruit. Mix that with the meat, the red meat. And then don't worry about anything else. As far as all this other shit like food combining and intermittent fasting, don't fast, okay? If you're fucking hungry, eat. Also, make sure you get enough sodium. A minimum of 2 grams of sodium per day. You need to measure it out if you have chronic fatigue syndrome. Another huge problem with people who have fatigue, they're drinking too much fucking water, not getting enough salt. And they develop symptoms of low blood pressure. It might not show up on testing. I don't give a shit. Eat enough salt. 2 grams minimum. That means about a teaspoon a day. But you might want to aim for a tablespoon overall throughout the day. Because salt is vitally important. It's enough protein and salt, 2 nutrients that people are scared of eating enough of. They think they're going to die of cancer and heart disease. And they're feeling like garbage because of it. Eat enough salt, eat enough protein from whole animal sources. Eat enough fruit. Fructose is going to kill me. Newsflash, motherfuckers. So fruit is only maybe a quarter of fructose. And fructose is metabolized in the body partially into glucose, partially into lactate, and only a fraction of that is even being metabolized the way these people like Stephen Gundry and these low-carb people are talking about. Don't be scared of freaking fruit. Okay, fructose is not an issue in regards to whole fruit. You're hardly getting any problematic fructose in the first place. Lots of misinformation that are keeping people stuck feeling like garbage. So, a couple other things to mention, okay? If you're eating exactly how I mentioned with the macronutrients from these whole sources, you're getting enough vitamin C, you're getting enough of all these other things. On top of that, I recommend an iodine supplement because it's common for people to be low on iodine, especially if they're avoiding table salt that is usually iodized. So I recommend getting Lugol's iodine. Yes, a supplement, okay? I don't give it, like, you need that shit. Just forget any kind of nonsense people tell you, like, oh, it's a supplement. No, who cares? You're trying to solve a clinically significant problem here. You need to know how much iodine you're getting and know that your body's absorbing it. So a lot of these people with chronic fatigue, they're not able to absorb iodine or even vitamin C sometimes, or even magnesium from whole sources. So a minimum of 1 milligram of iodine per day from Lugol's iodine solution, but I would recommend about 3 milligrams a day, and you'll start to feel better after about 1 to 2 weeks. On top of that, I also think it's a good idea to supplement with 20,000 IUs of vitamin D per day for 4 weeks, and then lower that vitamin D down to 10,000 IUs for another 4 weeks, and then after that, for the third month, down to 5,000 IUs, and then on the fourth month, you can sort of take a maintenance dose of vitamin D at around 1 to 2,000 IUs a day, okay? Because that's another very common cause of chronic fatigue and depression. Okay, and people, they're not aware of it. And again, we're spending all this time worrying about, oh, like, you know, should I take this maca root supplement? Should I take this bovine cow balls extract? No, you should make sure that you're eating fucking properly. And sorry if I'm sounding angry, but it's because people will spend the whole 10 years barking up the wrong tree, listening to these stupid fucking people on YouTube, okay? With all this bullshit that doesn't make sense. When in reality, you have a basic physiological need for all these things I'm talking about in this fucking video that are not being met. And people are buying all these fucking supplements. Carnitine, protein powders, and all this other nonsense. Dude, eat red meat! Boom. Done. Anyway. So get that fucking vitamin D, damn it. On top of that, another thing you need to try to get, and this is going to be a hard thing for a lot of people, but I do think it's a good idea to supplement with organs, okay? And when I say supplement, I mean consume these organs as if they're a multivitamin in a whole food form. And no, I don't think it's a good idea to get desiccated organs. And I have some really close friends that are into this animal-based nutrition stuff who will say that, oh, desiccated organs are just fine. Look, I don't care what these carnivore gurus who now start to eat fruit and fucking honey and they have a supplement fucking brand tell you, okay? Train your taste buds to eat liver. Now, here's the thing. If you think liver tastes bad, it's probably because you're eating the older cow liver. Eat calf liver, calf liver, calf liver. A couple of reasons why you want calf liver. One thing. So most cows, at least where I live, but I think everywhere, cows are not grain-fed. Even the conventional cows, they're fed grass most of their life, but they're only grain-finished within the last, like, half a year of their life, leading up to slaughter for their meat. Calf liver is taken from a younger cow, usually a child cow, and it's very likely that this cow, this child cow, this calf, is fed mostly grass during that time. So you don't have to worry about the issues of grains and fatty liver disease and whatnot. But the second thing and the main thing is that the younger liver typically tastes so much fucking better. Like the older liver tastes like metals, heavy metals and shit. Like heavy metal taste. The younger liver tastes kind of sweetish. It tastes like just like a very tender, kind of oddly textured beefsteak. It's amazing. And I eat 4 ounces of calf liver every other day at minimum. Sometimes I just eat it every day because it makes me feel so energized. When I eat calf liver, the next day, man, I feel on fucking point. And I cook it. I cook it just like I cook all my other beef. I don't fucking hyperfixate on nonsense. I don't worry about any of that bullshit. I don't eat it raw, but maybe there's a magical properties, like more vitamin C or something from eating it raw. I don't give a shit. It works, okay? There's no scientific evidence that shows the vitally important nutrients like vitamin B1 and folate, also things like K2, even vitamin D is concentrated in the liver, supposedly. Vitamin A, if you do 4 ounces of liver at least once a week, okay, but preferably twice a week, and then you eat all these other things, and I think raw egg yolks are a good thing to do. My breakfast these days have been coffee mixed with raw egg yolk, mixed with a couple tablespoons of raw local honey, sometimes heavy cream or something like that. And then I mix reishi, cordyceps, and sometimes maca root and cacao powder, raw cacao powder. And that's my fucking breakfast. And I found that makes me feel amazing throughout the day. But I know a lot of people watching this will have some, oh, you eat honey, you freaking like sugar addict or some nonsense. I don't give a shit. Okay? I'm telling you guys, if you freaking follow these recommendations, you're going to feel a lot better. The big thing though is people are not eating enough fucking protein. They're not eating enough nutrients from foods that they can absorb. They're eating too much whole grains and plant foods that they can't digest. And the worst thing is under-eating protein and over-eating refined carbohydrates and grain products. No duh you feel fucking chronically fatigued if you're eating all that sugar and under-eating fucking protein. And I hate to sound so aggressive, like I'm listening to myself as I say this, but it's stupidity. I'm sorry. It's dumb to like, oh, I'm not going to eat enough protein and nutrients to sustain my energy levels. I'm going to eat all this refined carbohydrates, and I'm going to waste my life worrying about all these supplements and things to save me. But the nutrients and things that my body is created from, oh, that's not important. What the fuck, man? You need to hear this. You need to feel angry about this. You should be angry at yourself that you are focusing so much on dumb shit and not enough on the most important shit. So, I don't know. I don't think I should feel guilty for sounding this way because it is kind of stupid. And it's not necessarily your fault because there's too many stupid charlatan health gurus out there making people sick, telling them to undereat protein and worry about fucking fructose and shit. Not to say people like David Lustig are bad. They like these, or even Gary Taubes, for example. They have good information and good points, but their shit on fructose is a bit misguided. I think Stephen Gundry, for the most part, I don't even want to say anything about that, but beyond that, you're probably chronically stressed and overwhelmed. I'm going to make videos about mindset and some of the mental things that can cause burnout that you should definitely look into and listen to and practice every day. And from there, just a word on Tonic Herbs. I think holy basil, the Himalaya brand extract, taken 3 capsules before bed. I get this, I think it's like $10 for 30 capsules on Amazon. I get it from a local HEB, my local grocery store here in Texas, and they have like a $5 off coupon. So I've been getting 30 capsules for like $5. But it's been very effective. 3 capsules before bed, along with reishi extract before bed as well with the freaking holy basil. I take Hyperion Herbs. They have like a 10-to-1 dual extract, but also I think the Terra Sol 4-to-1 extract works well. This is because it completely resolves stress and allows you to get very deep fucking sleep. It's been amazing. You wake up feeling amazing after that. And then I find cordyceps in the morning along with maca and raw cacao also helps in other ways. But I have videos on herbs for this, and I'll make more videos about herbs for burnout in the future. So please let me know if you watched this entire video down in the comments section. I want to know that people are listening to what they need to fucking hear, rather than shit from charlatans who are trying to sell you supplements. I don't sell anything. I'm not endorsed by any of these supplements I recommend, which I don't know. I think maybe eventually I probably will be. I don't know, but this is just shit that works. It's crazy to me how little people there are on the internet that actually share genuine advice like I am. And that's probably why I'm so aggressive with what I'm saying. I don't know. But leave comments down in the comment section and let me know if this helped, and I'll talk to y'all next time.